Welcome to PNW Enduro. Today's video is one some of you have been asking for. We're going to be comparing the SmartCarb to a Lectron. We've got my 2017 250XC with a SmartCarb. We've got Sean's 2018 250XC with a Lectron. And we have Danny's 2018 250XC with a Mikuni carb with a JD jetting kit.
I got Danny out in front of me. 2018 250XC. Mikuni carb with JD jetting. I'm on my 2017 with the SmartCarb. Okay, I'm on Sean's 2018 250XC with Lectron carb.
The three of us are taking turns on each bike today. Every so often we stop and rotate, and that way we're going to get a good idea of the different performance characteristics of each carb.
So it's slick in here today. And riding a bike you're not used to. A little tricky as well. It's been a couple weeks since I rode an Lectron. Comparing it to the SmartCarb off the bat. Yeah, the bottom end is definitely softer. What do you think so far?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Smooth, crisp. Definitely torque here.
Okay, want to switch up?
Yeah, sure. But yeah, this one you can feel the torque difference with the JD kit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to my Lectron.
Yeah, how does it feel? Pretty good?
Yeah, like it's tough when it's slippery because, you know,
Yeah.
instead of getting the traction, you get the wheel spin.
Yeah, it's pretty greasy.
But you can I can feel it torque here at the bottom.
Okay, so rotate this way. Can you hold both for a sec?
How many hours on this one? 175.
Okay, I'm on Danny's bike with the JD jetting and Mikuni carb. Yeah, I agree with Sean. It's a little torquier than the Lectron. Gotta get used to this short lever he's got. Not a fan of those mountain levers. Even though this has the JD jetting kit, it feels kind of boggy to me. The power delivery just definitely is not as crisp as either of the other two bikes with the Lectron or the SmartCarb.
This feels in between those two.
In between, like how so?
It's got the torque at the very bottom.
Yep.
But this one kind of is missing, like just off of like
I
zero
noticed
throttle.
that too.
Yeah.
0 throttle to like 8 throttle.
Yeah.
This one has less power, it seems, where this one seems to grab them.
What about mid-range? Because I find on this mid-range, when you're coming off the bottom end, it's a little soft and boggy. Whereas that I feel is more crisp all the way through. Actually, both of them.
Yeah.
Once you're in the mid-range, I feel more crisp on both of those.
Again, it's hard to tell with it being slippery. Like I've been trying to just put it into the highest gear possible.
Yeah.
And just seeing how it comes out and lugs out.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's got the best bottom torque.
And these levers, man, I don't like them.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying.
It feels amazing.
Yeah, bottom end power.
Oh, it's just between the stock carb that has that bottom grunt.
Yeah.
And it kind of doesn't mean as smooth.
It's like
Yeah.
Where the Lectron is super smooth.
Linear.
A little too smooth at the bottom.
Yeah.
But this one seems to have that little bit more of a push.
Yeah. You find one more linear than the other, or part of the same?
No, this one's super smooth, just like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, just like the Lectron.
Yeah.
They're almost identical except for the bottom end.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, the stock carb definitely has really good snap off the bottom end. But throughout the RPM, it's got some flat spots. Definitely more boggy. Can't get away with running a gear high as much, for sure.
After spending all day on 3 bikes, I think we all came out with a pretty good impression of how each carb performed. First, I'll talk a little bit about each carb individually. First, the Lectron. I've had a Lectron on my bike for well over a year now, and I've been really happy with it. The biggest benefit for me has been the fuel economy. It's been just amazing. Also, riding at elevation is no issue. I've ridden from 1,000 feet to 8,000 feet, and the bike pretty much runs the same the whole time. Installing a Lectron is a little bit time consuming because it's a little bit wider than the stock carb. On my bike I had to take the shock off and also undo the bottom of the subframe and flip it up to fit the carb on properly. I also needed to fit an intake flange from an XCW as it's a little bit shorter and it accommodates the larger carb. Once the carb's installed, however, it was pretty much plug and play. It ran perfect right out of the box. No adjustments at all were needed. For me, the biggest benefits of the Lectron is the fuel economy and the fact you don't need to jet your bike for elevation. I also really like the linear power it produces, and the clear float bowl and fuel line is a really good idea. The only downsides of the Lectron for me is the choke being on the wrong side, which really isn't a big deal, and a little bit of loss of bottom end power.
That's what I really like about this, coming off the Lectron going to this, is that bottom end grunt is just beautiful.
it's there.
Yeah.
It's got that a carb has.
Yeah.
Like,
Now for the SmartCarb. Admittedly, I have a lot less experience with the SmartCarb, only having it for about a month or so. But right off the bat, I was really impressed with how the SmartCarb ran. The bike is so crisp and clean, and the bottom end power is much better. I've run all 3 carbs on my bike at one point or another, and the bike is definitely the easiest to start when the SmartCarb is on there. With the 3 of us spending a day out on the trails with these bikes, the SmartCarb and Lectron seemed to be equal in fuel economy, and they were both significantly better than the stock carb. Unfortunately, this time of year I'm not going to be able to test the SmartCarb at elevation, but I have no reason to believe it's not going to perform similar to the Lectron with no jetting needed. For the benefits of the SmartCarb, similar to the Lectron, the fuel economy is better than a stock carb, and you can ride at elevation and not need to jet your bike. I feel like the SmartCarb had the best overall power delivery and the best bottom end power. The bike is also the easiest to start when the SmartCarb is installed. The only real downside of the SmartCarb for me is the install is quite time consuming and a little bit difficult. Depending on your model bike, you might actually have to trim down the air boot to accommodate the SmartCarb. So the big question is, which one is better? Well, I really believe that both companies are making a great product and that anyone that buys one is going to be happy with either one. The decision I need to make is I already own the Lectron and it runs great, and if I want to keep the SmartCarb, I need to purchase it. But if I take that out of the equation and I was faced with either buying a Lectron or buying a SmartCarb, at this point I would be going with the SmartCarb. So there's our SmartCarb versus Lectron review. If you own either of these products, post in the comments which one you own and what your impressions are. Or if you're planning on buying one, let me know in the comments which one you're planning on buying and why. Thanks for watching PNW Enduro. Until next time, I'll see you on the trails.